Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. If you're new here, well, what we do here on the farm is vegetables, greenhouses. We have a farm market. We go to other markets selling our vegetables retail. So we kind of do a little bit of everything, and we're busy most of the year. But right now, it's the beginning of the greenhouse season. So what we are doing is sanitizing all of our equipment. We just went through, if you watched my previous videos, and you have seen that we have sanitized number 2. My dad is actually right now getting ready to sanitize greenhouse number 1. But while he's doing that, I'm gonna start sanitizing all of our old trays for last year, like seed trays, flats, and any kind of equipment, kind of like all of this stuff here, which this stuff is already done. But I have a bunch of stuff down in our other shed, like a bunch of buckets, and this is the trays that I use for the cedar. So here's the jet egg. We always use oxidate, which you can tell that basically that's what it is, strong oxidizing agent, but it's just stronger. And I think that Dad was saying the place where we get this stuff was out of oxidate, so we had to resort to this. It's just really dangerous, as you can see, because it's so strong that if you get it on your skin, or especially in your eyes, that'd be horrible. It can burn you extremely. So I'm gonna put on gloves and get to mixing that with my tub of water, and then we'll start sanitizing. So I got my jet egg in my cup. Looks like kind of like water, but I can assure you that's not water. And I've got about approximately 28 gallons of water in this tub. I couldn't find a measurement on it, so I just kept filling 5-gallon buckets until I got it filled up to just about the right height, because if I get it too high and then I try and put flats and stuff, it's going to overflow, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to pour this in. Basically it looks like nothing, and I don't want to get my bare hand in the water. I'm just going to stir it around a little bit, and then I'm going to go get my gloves, and I'll be ready to start sanitizing. This stuff has a very, very sour smell. It'll kind of like burn your nose if you get too close to it. Okay, that's good enough till I get a flat. So I got my tub filled with water, got the oxidant in there. Now, I put my flats in. Now for some reason, I could have swore last year when we did this, I was getting 2 stacks side by side in here. But this year, it seems like they're not fitting quite right. They're close, but just not exact. Not really a big deal. I'm making it work the best I can. We have a big tub, I don't know if you can see it back there, and it's about 40, 80, it's over 3 times the size of this one. But the problem is it's got a small crack on the side and it doesn't hold any water. And so I guess I'm just gonna deal with this, which is what we use every year anyway, but that would just be able to do about 3 times the amount. So it would get done a lot faster. But like I said, I'll make this work. So now what I'm doing is, got these flats in here. I have to let them soak for 10 minutes for the oxidate or jet egg to work properly. So what I'm doing is put them in, and you can see that I'm gonna put a block on top of them to hold them down, but there's a little bit sticking up, and I don't really worry about that for the reason of, let's see here. There we go. I don't really worry about that because around the 5-6 minute mark, I actually take and flip the whole stack over, just because there could be air, and there's like, I don't know, probably 15-20 flats in each stack, and there could be air trapped in. So I take them out, flip them over, that way if there was any air pockets, that water can get in there and start sanitizing. So like I said, once this gets flipped, then that'll be submerged, and it's not really that big of a deal. And for the most part, they're all getting 10 minutes of soaking time, which is what they need. So basically now that's all that needs to be done. And I have what I just put there. I have some over there I just did. I have this. And then I have the whole back of my truck filled up. And that's not quite even half of it. So it's gonna take me a while, but the nice thing is, now I have 10 minutes to do other stuff in the greenhouse. And what happens is, over the course of the summer, And in the winter, when the greenhouse gets really hot, what we would do is put zip ties on these water lines that run down these pipes to hold this. What is it, Dace? She's growling. Anyway, we put zip ties on this water line to hold it up to this pipe along the whole thing. But it wasn't the best choice, because now what happens is once those zip ties start to dry rot, they bust, and then we have stuff like this happening right here. So every year, what we do is anytime they break, we actually take wire now, put it on, and twist it. But what I found when I was at a flea market over the springtime was metal zip ties. I think they're stainless steel or something like that. So I'm gonna start putting them on. It'll be a lot faster. I don't have to worry about cutting little strips of wire and then twisting them on. I can just put them on like a regular zip tie and they're done. So I'm gonna go down and do that. And that way, while I'm waiting for these to soak, I can go around the greenhouse and fix a lot of these lines that are starting to droop down a little bit. Then there's also some other little things, like you always have things happen throughout the course of the season when you're working. This one right here happened to bust off, and I think we put a replacement in, I'm not 100% sure, but all you have to do now is put a new end on it and this whole thing is good. There's no point in throwing that away. So just small stuff like that, that'll be less we need to do once we start getting flowers in here and everything starts to get a lot more hectic. All right, so these flats have been in for 5 minutes. I'm gonna take and flip them. I'm wearing gloves. I thought I had to wear them, but Dad said once that jet ag or oxidate is mixed with water at the right ratio, it's not really harmful to your skin. But because I'm working in it so long, like I'm gonna be here all day, I'm still wearing gloves just to be safe. So that's about it right there. Five more minutes, then I'll put the next batch in. Now these are done. Flip them about. Let the water drain. Now ready for the new batch. Then after they come out of the tub, I bring them over here. Well, it actually look like that. And then I stack them. That way they can dry all the way around. There's no water caught in any of the crevices, which there still is because it's only been sitting here for a couple minutes. And then once they dry completely, then we can stack them back up and put them in our storage until we're ready to use them. So this stack just came out. Actually, no. Came out a little while ago. That's why they're not really that wet. And so I'll take and stack them. You can see the ones underneath here now are wet. serious?
The biggest thing is watching all these drippers so you don't tear them out. You have to be so gentle with them.
Just got done for today. Like I said, this is, I want to say half of it. I hope it's half of it, just from eyeballing it. Got everything stacked out. By the time I come in here tomorrow, it should all be dry. Most of it's dry already, but now the sun's going down and it's gonna take longer for it to dry. So I'm gonna head down to do barn work, and then I'm gonna call it a wrap for today. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.